Okay, hi, I'm Malcolm McGrath, owner of Malcolm McGrath Cabinets and Fine Carpentry, and I'm going to show you what I think is the world's best miter saw stand, which I designed. So here we go. And we are, oops. Ready to cut. You'll notice these bars are the same level as the table, so I'll take a good like that, okay? Well, let's say we want an extension. Simply take this chain, this little extension roller, flip it on the side. I only bother with one of these, but you can put one on either side if you want. And there you go. There's your extension surface. Now, let's say you want dust collection. Dust collection, I like to use, because I do kitchen cabinets, relatively small projects, I just take one of these little mini Makita dust collectors, hang it on the side, plug it in, turn it on, put the hose, and we have on-site dust collection. Whoops. On. These things get about 80% of the dust. You have to clean them out regularly. If you need a bigger one, you can always get like a Festool Mini and stick it down here. Now, one of the things you'll notice about this is you can move around the site. You're not stuck in one place. So in other words, instead of having your miter saw in the center of the site and moving back and forth, you can move from room to room very easily. What about storage? Well, for storage, a lot of miter saw stands, there's a huge amount of waste in space. One of the biggest problems at a construction site is clutter. So to relieve the clutter problem, this miter saw stand is also a storage system. Very often, some projects you might want to keep some tools here. Tape measure, square, hammer, safety glasses, chisel. You can lay out the tools you're regularly using right here on top, move around so they're readily accessible. And then you can put some other tools underneath here. So for a lot of projects, I find it's handy to have the tools you're using under here and on top. But let's say you want more storage. You can very easily, and this is just 1/2-inch plywood with a little strip nailed on the side. Add more of these. I keep all my equipment in these green boxes. And I can load a couple dozen on here. Or not, I can load 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and even slide a couple underneath say at the end of the day. Now, let's say when all this is moving, you never have a problem with cluttering around the job site, you can move it around, get it out of the way. You know, if other trades come in and they say you got to move your stuff, it's no problem. Everything can swing around. So let's say you got a job where you got a lot of cutting to do, and you need a bigger cutting surface or bigger support surface. That's easily solved. Let's take this little one off. Move it up, out of the way. Okay. And I made this extension arm with a Craig system. And with this extension arm, I made this little pole. This has got one of those adjustable cabinet legs, and this just gives it extra support on the end here. One of the nice things about this, I've got a couple of bolts here. You can bolt your table saw or your miter saw right onto it, so it gives you an exact measurement. And then you have your adjustable flip stops to give you whatever measurement you need. So, and the other nice thing about this is, fully assembled, you can still swing it around the job site. So you never have a problem getting your miter saw set up, and then people say, okay, you move that. Now, you might ask, how did I make this? So I'm going to show you how I made this because it's really easy. Okay, now I'm going to show you, I'm Malcolm McGrath, show you how to make the world's best miter saw stand. In my other video I showed you the stand. Basically, all it is a metal tech scaffold. You can buy these for about $100 at one at Home Depot or wherever. You simply take your hacksaw, miter or sawzall, chop off these little nibs so it's flush here. Grind it down so you got a nice flat surface. So you chop off all those. Okay, then you take your miter saw, stick it on the scaffold, and measure from your table to the top of this bar, 6.5 inches. And you take 6.5 inches, okay, mark it on there, and take your sawzall, your hacksaw, cut that chunk out. Cut those two chunks out, here, here. So you cut it 6.5 inches out, then you're left with this little top bar, you can see here. Fasten it on is really easy. This is just another one I use because I use these for extensions too. Take a little pipe nipple. Can you see this? Yeah? Okay. This little pipe nipple, you just slide it in, fasten it with a self-tapping metal screw on this little bar, and then if you can see it, then you just drop it in with the self-tapping metal screw and put another one on, and that makes a perfect connection. So there is the basis of your miter saw stand. For the extension arm, and you can do one on either side, doesn't make a difference. I just took a roller extension. Normally this has a little leg that would come off to make it stand up like this independently. Break the leg off. Take a couple of little metal angles, screw them onto the bottom of the leg, or bolt them on with some metal screws or whatever. Bolt the little hook on the top, and all you need is a little piece of chain. Put a hook on your piece of chain, just bolt a hook onto your piece of chain, hook it on. The chain you can just cut to the right length, just snap off the length you need, and then all I did was mark it here with some white paint so I know what the level is, where it sits properly to be level with my table. And that's it. These are simply 1/2 inch plywood with a little strip on the end. Okay? Bob's your uncle.